Okay guys, so let's dive right in. First of all, I have cleaned my face, cleansed it, toned it, and then I have moisturized. I've actually been moisturizing using shea butter. I have been loving it. It is amazing for my skin. It's making it smooth, it's clearing it up. I just love it. And then after that, I went ahead and primed using this City Color primer spray. This is a very affordable primer spray, but I would not actually recommend it. I would not. I think you get what you pay for. So it's about $750, $800, and honestly, it's not that great. It's actually not that great. So usually you guys know that I usually do my eyes first, and then I go in with my foundation and highlighting, contouring, yada yada yada. But it's good to change things up a bit, you know. So today I'm actually starting with my face, and then after that I am going to do my eyes. So now the first thing I'm going to go in with is my foundation. This is a black Opal stick foundation in my shade, which is truly Topaz. Now when it's hot like this, which is a weird thing for me to say considering that we're in July, but it gets pretty hot, I usually do not put concealer and the likes. Like, I don't correct and then put concealer over that, just because more layers means it's a bit harder to manage in the heat. It feels heavier. So I actually just go in with 1 or 2 layers of foundation and I call it a look. So that is what I'm doing. I am actually blending out this foundation with this flat brush. So since I don't color correct or anything like that, I usually just put an extra layer over the areas that I feel need a little bit more coverage. Where I have blemishes, I have some hyperpigmentation, some dark spots, I just add some foundation there. And then now, just to blend it further and just give it a more natural look, I like to go in with a damp beauty blender, which I dampen with some setting spray. You could also just dampen it with water. So I dampen it and then squeeze out that excess water, and I just use that to blend out the foundation. So now that that's done, I am going in with my Elegant Pro Concealer in Fawn. When I don't want a popping highlighter, I go in with Fawn because it is quite close to my skin tone. And this is just supposed to be a light, highlighted, glowy kind of look, so you don't want to over highlight. So I'm just placing that under the eyes. And then I'm also going in with it onto the forehead. If you guys have watched my highlight and contour video, then you know the drill. If not, I will link it for you to watch. Cupid's bow and chin. I'm just blending that highlight out a bit on the edges, just so that there are no harsh lines. There are some dogs that are barking here, and they've decided to bark when I am shooting. My gosh. So I'm just blending out the highlight so that everything is just seamless. Now next up, I am going to set under my eyes, and I'm using this LA Colors I Love Makeup contour palette in what color is this? I think medium, light to medium. So I'm just gonna go in and grab one of these shades and use that to set my under eye highlight and everywhere else I've highlighted. Now I'm actually going to leave this baking, and as it's baking we're gonna do the eyes. Now the advantage of leaving it baking is that if there's any fallout from your eyeshadow when you're doing your eyes, all you need to do is wipe it off when you're, you know, wiping off that excess baking powder. So baking powder, no, setting powder. So yeah, I'm going ahead to do my eyebrows. I think I'll do those off camera because I have a video very in-depth that you guys can check out to see how I actually fill in my eyebrows, and then I will be right back for us to do the eyes. So the first thing I'm doing is priming my eyes, and I'm using the same LA Girl Pro Concealer Fawn, and I'm just going to use that to prime my eyes. And then I'm just blending out with my finger. So now I'm going ahead to set that with my powder and just this humongous fluffy brush, just so that the concealer doesn't crease under the eyeshadow. So now I am going into this Naked palette, and I am going in with this eyeshadow called Back as my transition shade. This one here, it's a really nice transition shade, and I'm using, this is actually a paint brush, you guys, and it's a really nice fluffy brush to apply your transition shade. So now after that I am going into this eyeshadow palette I've had for quite a while, and I am taking this purple shade here. You could use any purple shadow that you have, or even a plum shade, or even a plum blush, and I am just picking that up using this fluffy brush, and I am placing that in the crease and all over the lid. So because you're placing this all over the lid, you can be messy with it because it's your crease shade and it's somewhat your lid shade, so you don't have to be neat with it. Now I'm grabbing that brush we had used for the transition shade, just to blend the transition shade and that purple shade together. And then now here comes our summery nice glowy pop of color. I'm taking my concealer and placing it just in the center of the lid. And after that I'm going into the same Naked palette, and I'm taking this color called Half Baked, and I'm placing that over the concealer using this flat brush. So after packing on that color, I'm going in with the brush we had used to apply the purple, just to blend out the edges. Now the lashes I'm using are actually these MAC knockoff lashes from town, which are 100 bob, and this is in the style, or rather in the number 11. So now the eyes are officially done. We can finish off with the rest of the face. The first thing I'm gonna do is just take this powder brush and dust off that setting powder. Now if you guys have noticed, I didn't contour because I wanted the eyes to be the focus, and then the face is just you know, fresh faced and glowy, so no contouring. No contouring, no blush. Basically I am just going to highlight my face. Now I'm just setting that with some setting spray just so that I don't look so ashy. Now as my face is still wet, I'm going into highlight. When I do this, I find like the glow seems like it's coming from within. I know that sounds weird, but that's just how I find it looking. And I'm using my fan brush to do that. I'm just gonna wet it a bit with some setting spray. Yes! Can you guys see that glow? Can you? Woo! And then down the bridge of my nose. Ooh, my lash! So first I'm going to moisturize my lips with my lip balm. Now I want to keep the purplish plumish theme going, so I'm going to be using this liquid lipstick. This is Elegant Matte Pigment Gloss, and this is in the shade Rebel. And I'm first going to line my lips with this brown pencil. This is Davis in number 3. Same one I use for my brows. And now I'm just gonna fill in my lips. Now the reason I lined my lips with the Davis is not so much for an ombre look or anything. It's just to guide how I put on my lipstick, so that I stay within the lines and all that good stuff.